We're here backstage, and a very peculiar part of backstage, a very special part, a very foily part. It is, of course, the Prodigy's trailer. We have Keith here, we have Liam here, we have Maxim here, and we have Leroy here. Now, we were talking about remixes before with Fear Factory, and they said that you guys were good enough to, you know, to be interested in remixing their stuff, because the last time we spoke, you said, you know, all these 80s artists were coming out and saying, hey, can you remix our stuff? Why Fear Factory? What's the attraction there?
I haven't said I was going to do it.
Oh, yeah.
I basically said once I finish the album that I might be able to do something, you know.
Have you decided on a name yet for the album?
Probably going to be called The Fat of the Land.
The Fat of the Land. You're not going with year 2000 or the...
Why do people keep saying
I don't know. Maybe it's trying... Because we're having the Olympics here, maybe they're trying to tie it in, you know. Prodigy will open the Olympics.
Two names going around at the moment. People think it's called, and I must just say it isn't. It's not called Mind Blower. And it's not called Year 2000. What two crap titles?
If anyone who knew the band really thought we would call it Two, if anyone who was into the band really thought that we would call it either Mind Blower or Year 2000, they don't know us.
Did you ever think of touring on a yacht this time around? And now that I'm looking at the question, I'm going to, you know, I wonder what was in my mind when I was thinking that.
And the thing is, it's all down to speed. And not the speed you was on when you thought of the question. More like we went to 30 countries last year, and 30 countries by yacht would be fantastic to do as a sort of lifetime trip. But to try and fit them all in a year, you know, I think it'd be nigh on impossible. So no yachts, only planes. Sorry.
The way you actually talk, you know, and the way you conduct your interview is quite Rolf Harris style.
Oh, really?
We like Rolf.
Oh,
it's
really?
not that we've got anything against him.
I've heard, you know, he did that Stairway to Heaven cover. Well, apparently he's going to do the Firestarter cover. Firestarter, you know, the wobble board and stuff. Yeah. Have you ever heard Firestarter covered anywhere?
Yeah.
Yeah. We heard the Pumpkins, Smashing Pumpkins. They did it in Brixton in London, and a few other shows. I think they did it in France and a few other places. And presidents of the United States, they were covering it as well. So that's pretty cool. So we weren't too upset about that.
The video clip for Firestarter is pretty simple. You know, you're there in the train tunnel going, ah! And then for Breathe, it seems heaps more intricate. You know, is there a story behind the Breathe film clip?
There's a story behind the Firestarter one. We basically did it in a day, and thought of the whole video in a day, because we did one video which we thought was crap once we finished it, and we thought, well, we're not going to use that, let's try another one, and did the other one in a day. So that's why it's pretty simple. But that's what the song's simple. It doesn't need it to be any more complicated, you know.
Does it feel good being the only band that's really just, you know, one guy with 6 keys and 3 other guys running around? Oh, you do have the guitarist and stuff, but it's a very different lineup to what most of the people out there are used to seeing.
I mean, even if people don't like it, you know, they can at least break the kind of, not the monotony, because obviously every band's different, but like break the same drummer, guitarist and vocalist. They can break that even if they're not into it, just for a little while, give people a little breather or something, I don't know. But most people seem to be into it, so this kind of works for us, you know.
Yeah. They just cover something there. It's, you sort of said to Liam, you do the music and you got 3 other guys running around.
As in,
like headless chickens.
No, I mean running around going. I did say running around going ah.
Right.
Should have elaborated on going ah.
Yeah,
running around singing ah to the whole crowd and the, you know, that kind of thing.
Right.
I mean, I got to.
As you were. Sorry.
Thank you. Do you think you'll ever play in space?
We know nothing about space, or the future, or the internet.
You must know a bit about technology. How much? I mean, Liam over there in the corner has obviously got his head.
I mean, you know, we all know things about technology. Do you know what I mean? But you know, you got to separate the two. Technology is technology, and music is music. You know, and people get the two confused. They think that technology goes with music, and music is the future of technology, which is wrong.
A lot of people be buying the latest Razor and sampling the buzz from it.
See, he's absorbing Liam is in the corner and he's thinking, I might try that. I might have a bit of a song. Is there any things like that you have sampled that you've been particularly proud of?
Sampled my girlfriend's dildo.
On what speed?
78 RPM.
Once a big day out's finished, and hopefully there'll be other things coming up, other festivals or whatever.
There's always such good buzz coming here, so then like if this is the last big day out, there's there should be something else happening, so we'll be back anyway.
I'm actually starting my own festival. So guys, you were actually the first act I was going to ring. It's kind of, you know, budget rates, and then I'm asking for people to pay for free, or play for free. So you know, if you're interested, I'll give you my card, that kind of thing.
As long as you pay for the flight, then we'll come over and we'll do it.
I'll pay for the flight, all right. Yeah, it'd be the best.
Like 9 gigs either side, you know, which are good work, you know.
Okay. I think
Where are you holding it then?
well, my mum's got this huge backyard and they've just drained the pool, so I thought that's where the skate ramp would be, and up on the deck we'd have the bands and stuff, and in the bathroom there's a bit of a, you know, we could have the boiler room and stuff. So we'll go and do some renovations, and when you come back, I'll take you out to my mum's place. The Prodigy, thanks for spending time with us.
Been there, we've stayed there.
We've already been there.
Mum.